Steve Hansen gets a new job, tackling All Blacks issues with Super Rugby coaches. Chris Boyd will be happy. All Blacks coach, Steve Hansen has given himself a new role that will see him become the main conduit between the national team and the 5 Super Rugby franchises in 2018. The additional responsibility for the All Blacks gaffer comes after the recent departure of NZ Rugby high-performance chief Don Tricker, who has taken his talents to the San Diego Padres of Major League Baseball. Tricker used to be the middleman between the All Blacks and the Super Rugby franchises, where the two worlds intersected. Yes, they are all on the same team, as it were, but with their own jobs to do, goals to achieve, and player needs to balance. There has inevitably been competing tensions, such as the controversial, but agreed, national training camps for 2018. Hansen confirmed in an interview with the Star Times he will be taking over Tricker's role for 2018, which is notable given the number of injured All Blacks returning to rugby, and also the delicate matter of squeezing those aforementioned camps, which the All Blacks view as a necessity, smack back in the midst of Super Rugby. Hurricanes coach Boyd has, of course, already lamented his lack of communication with Hansen. There are, of course, two sides to every story, and the All Blacks coach is somewhat different. He can certainly expect to hear those dulcet tones at the end of a call or 3 this campaign. Hansen explained his new role when asked what he wanted from his All Black incumbents and contenders in Super Rugby. "You're always looking for guys you have been working with to continue their development, the growth of their game understanding and bringing things to their core roles. It's important for them to work hard and smart, and work in with their franchise coaches," he said. "We keep out of the way as much as possible. Our specialist coaches speak to their specialist coaches a lot. We've used Don Tricker in the past as the conduit of conversations, but with him gone he'll take up that role now. That will be the only change from our point of view. We just want them to play well and enjoy their rugby." With a high number of All Blacks on the comeback trail from major injury, such as Owen Franks, Joe Moody, Geordie Barrett, Israel Dagger and Emil Skudder, as well as Kieran Reid and Dane Coles on more longer-term plans, you can imagine the communication lines will be running hot. Hansen confirmed rehab plans and timetables were worked out among the well-being departments of the All Blacks and franchises, with coaches then given the nod when players are good to go. Hansen receives weekly updates on all his injured players' progress. The message they are getting from all parties is take your time to get it right. If you come back and it's not right way, you run the risk of getting hurt again. The players are always in a hurry, particularly the younger ones, and that's why it's important the specialists around them are helping them make good decisions. Asked about positions he was concerned about heading into 2018, Hansen ticked off the obvious ones at third half-back. "There's plenty of candidates, just which one we take is the key, and a hooker to replace Dane Coles. We've got a bit of depth there, and it's deciding do we need to build for the future?" But then he cut to the crux. "The position we need to accelerate is first 5 now that Lima Sopohoga has decided to go. From an experience point of view we don't have a lot. Richie Manga played well for the Crusaders last year and did well with us for the short time we had him, and Damien McKenzie is playing there for the Chiefs. We know he can play well at fullback. and if he can drive his team round the park well at 10th, that's a bonus. Hansen also commented on Kieran Reid's return from injury. The back is one of those things you've just got to make sure is dead right. You don't want to risk it. On the Kiwi derbies, they were good matches, high intensity and tough rugby. They were good for the players, good for the franchises from a gate point of view, and they were good for selectors, that's for sure. On Jordie Barrett's post-injury weight gain, it's an example of the All Blacks and Super Rugby franchises working well together. He has put the weight on which he was going to do anyway, but we've accelerated it because we had a good shot at it. He'll be better for it. It sounds like he's running faster and he's definitely stronger.